In this age of infatuation with technology, we adore technological heroes. The leaders in the technology industry are treated like rock stars, and when they unveil revolutionary innovations, billions of people around the world hear about them. Nikola Tesla, a Serbian inventor who holds close to 300 patents, is credited with developing the alternating current, one of the earliest examples of modern technology. Engineer and scientist Nikola Tesla, a Serbian-American, made significant contributions to the creation and application of electricity. Tesla was a forerunner in the advancement of AC generation and transmission technologies. He created the first alternating current mode. Despite his fame and esteem, he was unable to transform any of his several discoveries into long-term financial success, in contrast to Thomas Edison, who was both his main adversary and former employer. According to historical records, Nikola Tesla was born on July 10, 1856, and the midwife in charge reportedly called him a child of darkness. His mother apparently responded, "No, he will be a child of light," which was a true prophecy. His popularity fluctuated throughout his stay on Earth, but it recently reached a peak as a result of his accurate technological forecast. One can even assert that he has attained the position of an oracle. He occasionally experienced flashes that, according to some accounts, rendered him incapable of telling the difference between his fantasies and reality. He reportedly acknowledged in 1919 that his plans were so precise that his products consistently performed exactly as he envisioned. Occasionally, he would credit his mother, who made a variety of home appliances in her spare time, for these skills. Before settling down to work as an electrician for a telephone company, Tesla spent his formative years traveling all over Europe. He foresaw wireless data transmission as the internet was being developed in the early 1990s. He also made the audacious prediction that one day wireless technology would enable the transmission of music videos, papers, and phone signals on a global scale. Even though he was unable to do so during his lifetime, his prediction came true in the early 1990s. Tesla appeared to have anticipated this development nearly a century before smartphones were created. In an interview with Collier's magazine in 1926, he even created the term vest pocket technology to describe this. Nikolai had made reference to the technology in the Collier's magazine when he said we would be able to hear events as though we were there. He talked about his conviction that women would use technology to enhance their work opportunities, education, and sense of empowerment. While not specifically related to technology, it cannot be denied that women are increasingly taking on leadership positions across the globe and using technology to raise public awareness of issues and causes. An example of this is seen with the hashtag #MeToo. He mentioned that women would use technology to overtake men and be the more dominant sex. In Madison Square Garden, Tesla astonished visitors with his wireless technology, which is today most commonly associated with a remote-controlled toy boat. At the time, a lot of people believed the monkey was operating the boat from within. Tesla asserted audaciously that the amount of power accessible determines the advancement of the entire human species, pointing to his belief that providing free energy will benefit people who are battling poverty. As a result, he began building a Wardenclyffe, a wireless communication tower on the east coast of America in 1901. This was successful in transferring energy across the Atlantic. Unfortunately, this initiative was prematurely abandoned when Tesla investors at JP objected to his releasing everything for free. The tower was demolished to recoup the lost money, and the world had to wait 90 years before there was a public World Wide Web. The tower at Shoreham, Long Island, New York was constructed in 1904 thanks to a wireless energy transmitter developed by Tesla. Nevertheless, this was again destroyed in 1970, this time by the American administration, which believed that German agents were hidden inside. Tesla also foresaw the development of electric vehicles and autopilot, which he stated in an interview from 1898. These vehicles will be capable of self-driving, according to him. It only took 118 years to complete this with his namesake company. Naturally, Elon Musk, a truly legendary innovator, worked hard to make this a reality. Tesla imagined flying machines that didn't require fuel to operate. This idea was born because energy can be sent over great distances without wire. In his opinion, the most advantageous application of wireless energy would be for airplanes or airships that are not subject to the restrictions that are currently imposed on them. Nikolai also said people will be able to ride from New York to Europe in a few hours. According to Tesla, the majority of the borders between countries would be removed, which would be a big step toward the unification and peaceful cohabitation of the diverse species that call the planet home. He asserted that wireless technology will promote understanding rather than foster conflict by bringing people together with various national interests. In order to put an end to all wars, Nikola worked on a particle beam weapon. It would be able to destroy anything your adversary threw at you, even from a considerable distance. If this weapon were present in every nation, in his opinion, there would be no need for conflict because no one would dare attack another for fear of suffering the same fate. The schematics for the ray, however, suddenly vanished and the ray was never constructed. The crucial question is, who stole it? As this would have been his greatest invention. It is extremely interesting that MIT professor John G. Trump, the uncle of a previous U.S. president, was the FBI agent who examined Tesla's notebooks after his death. Had a solution been found, would this prediction actually come true? Wouldn't it have been wonderful if no nation had ever faced the prospect of war with another nation? Tesla commented on one of his bizarre theories in a 1933 interview. He claimed that because it can carry out specific tasks, this device would closely resemble an MRI in a contemporary situation. Tesla stated that he hoped to take pictures of people's minds. I expect to photograph thoughts. In 1893, while engaged in certain investigations, I became convinced that a definite image formed in thought must, by reflex action, produce a corresponding image on the retina, which might be read by a suitable apparatus. Now, if it is true that thoughts reflect an image in the retina, it is a mere question of illuminating the same property and taking photographs, and then using ordinary methods that are available to project images on screen. If this can be done successfully, then the objects a person imagined will be clearly reflected on the screen as they formed. And in this way, every thought of the individual could be read. Now, if this concept is ever deployed, the adage, an open book, may apply to humans. This is both an exciting and terrifying thought as our ideas will be exposed to the public. Tesla made an odd prediction about flying automobiles at one point. He predicted that the flying machine would advance more quickly than the car. He continued by saying that the issue of providing separate routes for commercial and recreational traffic, as well as car parking spaces, would be resolved. Tesla said, belted parking towers will arise in our large cities and the road will be multiplied through sheer necessity or finally rendered unnecessary when civilization exchanges wheels for wings. Tesla relocated to Paris in 1882 to work for Thomas Edison's French electric store. However, he was transferred to New York in 1884, where as a result of his incredible abilities, he was given difficult work to accomplish. Initially, Thomas Edison appreciated Nikola Tesla's intelligence, but soon they started to dispute over which method was the most effective for delivering and containing energy. While Tesla appeared to have reasons to promote the AC system, Edison was a steadfast advocate of the DC system. Things went south for Tesla after he lost his business to now worthless stocks. But after submitting 7 U.S. patent applications, Tesla developed an alternating current powered induction motor in 1887. A few months later, Tesla gave the American Institute of Electrical Engineers an explanation of his groundbreaking concept. As was to be expected, his presentation created such a sensation that even his adversary Thomas Edison began an anti-AC campaign. Tesla had already persuaded several AC specialists that AC-powered system is more practical and much superior to DC. Tesla undoubtedly created a lot of the foundation for modern technology, even though he may not have lived to see most of his predictions come true. His ludicrous projection of an MRI-like device with the capability to visualize someone's thoughts still appears unfeasible. Although no one knows how likely this is, his predictions are starting to come true. So this might very well be one of those incredible discoveries no one foresaw. Which of his predictions surprised you the most? Do you believe that humanity will benefit from a machine that could read minds? Do you think Tesla was the oracle of technology? How acceptable is it that he had visions that led to half of the technologies we have today? What are your thoughts? Post them in the comment sections below.